So Monique was on Club Shay Shay. I knew she was coming and was going to go there, especially after the Cat Williams interview. I knew she was around the corner waiting to just be called to go on his show. And I'm going to say this. It was pretty much a lot of regurgitation of a lot of things I've heard from years ago. But was it good? I'll let you know. Hey everyone, it's your girl. I'm here. I basically had to take a break, but I'm back. Hopefully your winter is going good. Your holiday season was good. Hopefully life is treating you well. Now, I saw the Cat Williams Club Shay Shay interview. It was excellent. And what made it a very great interview is that Cat Williams spoke about the people that we know he doesn't like, but he told you the backstory that we never knew about. He spoke about things with these people that we know he doesn't rock with. He spoke about the reason and then the other underlyings. He gave us context and subtext. Okay? Monique's interview on Club Shay Shay, it was really good. But it wasn't outstanding like Cat Williams, because unless you're new to listening to Monique's feud with Oprah and Tyler Perry, and then now dlhughley, it seems like regurgitation. So for me, I've known about the whole thing with Tyler Perry and Oprah and Lee Daniels going back to 2015. But she didn't expound on it so much with Oprah and Tyler. It was more Lee Daniels, because that was when Empire was out. However, when we got to 2017, I believe it was May 2017, and it was a Mother Day comedy show out at the Apollo. Shout out to Apollo. That's my neighborhood. For those of y'all don't know, that is when she let it all out. And that was the beginning of us knowing about the rift, the feud between Lee Daniels, Oprah, and Tyler Perry. Okay? So I've known about this going back to 2015, and I saw it when it first was going to go down, because it first went down at the Oscars. I am an avid Oscar watcher, okay? And when she did not thank Lee Daniels, I said, I know it. And my mom and I said, this is not right. Why did she not thank him? And you could see Lee Daniels look on his face. And from that point on, it went down. Now, Lee Daniels publicly apologized to Monique. That was almost 2 years ago. And they worked on not one movie, but they're working on or just wrapped up a new movie with Netflix. Now, he's the only one that apologized, because they were friends. They were very close. He apologized not just to her. He also apologized to her husband. And he also apologized to her children, okay? It's over. And she didn't even talk about Lee Daniels like that, because really, the only thing she said at Club Shay Shay was, listen, my contract was with Lee. I worked with Lee. And Lee wanted to cast me in The Butler. Lee wanted to cast me on Empire. But I got blackballed. Okay? I couldn't do it. He was like, you've been blackballed, Monique. And that's something I know. She said that going back to 2015. Okay? So it's like, I can't touch you. You've been blackballed. I didn't blackball you, but the powers that be. Now, I'm going to go back to what she said on Club Shay Shay. Because we're going to, in order to understand the whole timeline, you got to go back to Precious. Okay? 2007, Lee Daniels contacts Monique after they made a hit movie called Shadow Boxer, where Monique played a crack-addicted woman who ends up getting deleted. I believe she gets deleted by her significant other or by some random on the streets. The chemistry between them was so dynamic, and she made the movie work, that he contacted her to play in the movie based on the book Push by Sapphire. Okay? At the time, the movie, the title was a working title. Okay? And so he says, Monique, you have to be in this movie. You have to be in this project. You are the only person I want to play Mary Johnston. And when she read the book, she's like, I have to do it. She did not audition for Precious. Okay? And she was paid scale. She was paid $55,000. She believed in the project so much that she was willing to take a cut and wait until after the movie is over to get the back end profits, the back end receipts. No problem. Everything is going very well. On set, they're shooting. They're on cue. Everybody's getting their lines together. When they're rapping, when they say cut, everybody is partying. Even Gabourey Sidibe said that, okay? Now, the movie wrapped up around about the winter, around March of 2008. They were doing casting all the way back up to like the fall of 2007, because everybody was casted in their respective roles, except for they were looking for a large, black, dark-skinned, obese woman. And that was the only thing that was delaying the shoot, okay? If you look at the film Precious, I don't care what nobody say, that is an outstanding movie. I love that film. I love the movie Precious. Even with the subject matter and everything, that movie was acted so brilliantly. You had to give Monique the Oscar. Now, the Oscar buzz was going all the way back to 2008. But it's not until Sundance happens where pretty much Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey see it, and they decide to back it and become executive producers. And it wins awards at Sundance. This is how the drama begins. Because when they're basically releasing the film and doing the promos for it, all of a sudden, Lee Daniels makes claims that Tyler Perry was taking over his movie. And according to Monique, he said, this MFer is not going to walk around here like he's taking over my movie. Yes, you producing it, but no, you did not create this. You put your money up, but you didn't create it. And according to Monique, he had to talk to Tyler and tell him, simmer down, simmer down. So if you look at the context of this, Oprah and Monique was cool. Monique and Lee was cool up until the day of the Oscars. But it seems like the rift really started when Tyler Perry came on board and he was trying to take over and run Lee Daniels and basically little brother him because he has more money, although Lee Daniels is a whole 10 years older than Tyler Perry. And so Tyler wanted her to work for free. And she was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not. If you could cut T.D. Jakes a check for $1 million, you could pay me $55. You could pay me to promote the movie at Cannes. He wouldn't do it. So if you look at everything, even with Oprah, the rift with her and Oprah really stems from the situation with the brother being a guest on Oprah, talking about how he violated Monique as a child, and her parents were there, and Monique didn't share that. That's really where that rift comes from with her and Oprah. But with Tyler, it seems like the whole thing with Precious and everything soured with Tyler Perry. And it was Tyler that put the rumor out that she was difficult. And I believe it was Tyler that blackballed her along with Oprah. But I believe more so Tyler. And I believe the reason why Tyler Perry did it was because he resented the fact that she wanted to be paid in order to promote the movie at Cannes. And he probably felt that I'm not going to pay you for it. You're going to go to Cannes and promote it. And since you didn't do what I expected you to do, since I'm taking over the movie now because I'm executive producing it, I'm basically going to punish you. And that's what happened in so many words. So that part, she explained. She was able to explain it more because the interview was pretty much 3 hours. Okay. Now, dlhughley, my thing with dlhughley is this. She should not have talked about what happened with DL's daughter. However, dlhughley, you and your people on that radio show had no right to ask that type of question about, would you rather your husband have sex with Lee Daniels with a condom or Corinne Steps without a condom? You were poking at his, who he is, and then you basically devalued a black man on a radio show. Yes, the segment was pulled, but you still asked the question. And saying that's how you do, like, who in their mind thinks like that? That was disrespectful. Now, Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey basically is the gatekeeper of black Hollywood when it comes to comedy. When it comes to all the black comics, particularly in the urban comedy world, he's the go-to guy. You got to basically go through him. And it was actually Chris Rock that basically said that years ago. This was like around 2013 when he basically was a guest on the Steve Harvey Morning Show via radio. So basically he called in. He was a call-in guest, and he basically said, Steve Harvey is so rich. He was like, no, Steve Harvey is so powerful. When I basically cash my checks, I see his signature on it. Now, it could be a joke, but a lot of jokes have truth in them. And so it's like with that whole thing, he was basically giving you information like, listen, this man is a power broker. This man got clout. Don't think because he was on a WB sitcom that he doesn't have any power. And he is powerful. That is the reason why Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey, Session Entertainer, dlhughley, they all basically, they went and sided with Tyler because Tyler he runs Black Hollywood and Oprah, okay? So Tyler is more in tune with like the urban side because he came from urban theater, all right? So he's more on that side. Oprah, she's like the queen of it. She's like the medium. She basically is the go-to between of Hollywood and the black actors and actresses, okay? So she's like the top dog. At one time, the top dog was Bill Cosby, but Kanye shrugged. You know what that answer is, okay? And I'm not implying anything because if you listen to my podcast, you know how I feel about that, okay? That situation. However, what I'm saying is that there was a time when Steve Harvey, Cedric Entertainer, dlhughley, they were all cool with this woman, okay? They all were cool. But when Precious happened, they got on cold to where they were not allowed to talk to her. Even Kevin Hart was cool with her, loaned her money, said they was going to work together on a podcast. She told this to Club Shay Shay or Club Shay Shay. She was told not to work with him. A producer said no. Now, many people are going to think that this producer is a white person. No. I believe that a producer basically said, yeah, you can't work with her. But I believe the person that told Kevin Hart was Steve Harvey. And I'm going to tell you why. Steve Harvey is the person that helped to make Kevin Hart a superstar. because the one movie, Think Like a Man, is what was his breakout role. And that was based on a book written by Steve Harvey. If I make you a big star, if my project helps you propel to an A-list actor, and I got an issue with a person, even if the issue isn't really that bad, you think I'm going to want you to work with that individual? You know, it's going to be some conflict, because what's going to happen is that people are going to look at me and like, well, you helped to make him. You made him, you helped to make him A-list. And he's going to be around this person who is openly opinionated and is very much so talks about everything. And I love Monique, but I'm just, speaking about how, work relationships work. And that's just a given. It wasn't going to go as far as it did, but he did look out for Monique. So I will certainly give him that. Okay. But he should have called her back and told her the truth. That's where he messed up at. And Oprah. Now the Oprah thing to me is hilarious. Oprah was basically single white female-ing Monique. So basically every role that Lee Daniels wanted to give Monique, Oprah ended up getting it. From The Butler, it was another role. It was another movie that Lee Daniels was producing and Oprah wanted. So everything that Monique wanted and was offered, Oprah ended up getting it. Now, I'm going to say this. Most people wouldn't think that would be true. But I'm a person that I have an open analytical mind. Remember, before Monique was nominated for an Oscar, Oprah was nominated for an Oscar 24 years prior. Okay? Oprah didn't win. It was someone, I can't think of who the actress was. Angelica Houston. That's who it was. It was Angelica Houston for Prezi's, I think the name is called Prezi's Honor, something like that. It was Angelica Houston that won that year. Okay? So you have this young lady who's an urban comedian who came from Comic View, Apollo, Def Comedy Jam, and UPN The Parkers. And she got an Oscar, and you being a multi-billionaire only got a nomination. You going to tell me that didn't sting her? You going to sit there and say that she wasn't affected by that? Please. You know she was deep down inside. She's Oprah. Of course. And then the fact that you didn't want to go promote the movie at Cannes. Many people promote the movie at Cannes. You don't get Cannes, don't pay you. Okay? They do it and they win Oscars and some of them don't. You didn't have to promote it. You chose not to promote it and you still won an Oscar. She really didn't promote the movie like that. Not only did she not promote the movie at Cannes, but she didn't promote the movie in certain things, because there were certain things I seen her, like where they did like upfronts for the movie. She wasn't there, but that was because she was working on the Monique show on BET. Okay, now you have Oprah and her get into the rift because of the thing with the parents, which Oprah was wrong. Once that happened, you basically beefing with me over that situation. I'm Oprah. I promote this film. If it wasn't for my name attached to it, you wouldn't have had Oscar buzz. You might not have got a nomination. This is what I'm thinking Oprah was thinking in her head. So, yeah. I'm going to take your roles. Since you complained about me inviting your parents on the show, about your brother SAing you, of course, because I'm Oprah. How dare you? How dare you? You are an Oscar winner. You are an Oscar winner. How dare you? How dare you? I do not have to answer to you. I am Oprah Winfrey. And I do believe to a point that could have happened. I'm just thinking that way. Now, let's go into how this woman was blackballed. This woman didn't work for 10 years. This woman lost $2 to $3 million. Okay. This woman didn't come back to really act until she was really in the movie Bessie. Okay. And then she was in the movie Almost Christmas. Almost Christmas, her trailer got burned down. Okay. Her trailer was caught on fire. Then she was able to finally get back and do the role and do comedy. This woman was so blackballed that she was blackballed and not make a living. This woman lost $30 million. And for the record, since Tyler Perry admitted it, that he blackballed her, he put out that nasty rumor, it wasn't Oprah, it was him, he should be liable to pay her. But see, this goes back to something really deep. And this is something that my family would tell me. Black people don't like to pay other black people. If you look at the whole situation that basically blew up 2 months ago, there were people saying that TP likes to write all of his shows because he doesn't want to pay a committee of writers. And years ago, I never really believed it. I just thought he wanted to keep it authentic and keep the Tyler Perry formula. However, now that I'm looking at everything, I think it's true. Because if you look at it, he's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. But if you look at the gross of his films and his plays and his TV shows and books, how is he a billionaire? He's worth $2 billion. And he doesn't have a huge writing team. If he was to pay people, a committee of writers, a committee of, other people, he might not have billionaire status. It makes you really wonder how he's a billionaire. And I like TP. I like the movie. I like the show Ruthless. I love The Oval. But it kind of makes you wonder about a lot of things. And for me, for him to do that and to put that rumor out, that hurt that he admitted that, because it tells you that him being like promoting a Christian message, and then you lied. It wasn't even like you put out just a rumor, you lied about it. You ruined this woman's reputation. You took money away from her family. She has children. She had small children at the time. And Shannon Sharpe is like, I can't believe this. Like, I heard it, but he was like, I don't want to say anything, which was smart, because if he would have co-signed it, then he would have to answer questions. Because Monique gonna sue. She gonna sue. Now, I'm happy to hear that Monique basically is moving in the right direction of basically, doing her comedy shows. She was doing BMF. I think the character is still ongoing. It's recurring, but it's ongoing. Shout out to 50 for hiring her. I think that with this whole situation, I think Monique is getting closure. But I'm very happy to hear that she's on tour with Cat Williams and Torrey Hart, because it's like a kick in the ass to all those people that's connected in that clique. You got Cat Williams that was done dirty by Steve Harvey. Okay? You got Torrey Hart that was done dirty by Kevin Hart. And you got Monique that was done dirty by every single one of them. Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart. The only one she wasn't, dlhughley. The only one she wasn't done dirty by. She never said anything bad about Cedric the Entertainer. Okay? She never said anything about him. All right? And Cat Williams had a beef with Cedric the Entertainer, but he doesn't have any issue. He let it be known, I don't have any issue with dlhughley. So that tour's going to be a hit. And when it hits New York, I'm going to buy tickets. I'm going to see it. I really am. But do I think overall the interview was good? Yes. But the highlights were things that I had already heard. But to me, I think that the purpose of the interview was just to basically really back up everything that Cat Williams was saying. But unless you were living under a rock and you don't follow Monique, we already knew a lot of this stuff. It's just that she had more time to really go more into details with it. And my thing is, I feel that she basically did a lot of damage to Tyler Perry, more so than Oprah, because The Color Purple didn't do good numbers. But Tyler Perry, she really went in on Tyler Perry. She really went in on Tyler Perry. And I believe that Tyler's going to pay her. He's going to pay her. And it's the interview has gotten about 7 million views. But it's not doing Cat Williams numbers. I think it's going to crack about maybe 15 by next week. But it's not going to give what Cat Williams did. But it was a good interview overall. And I'm just hoping that this is the last. But we all know that she and her and DL are beefing. And I love what she said about Tiffany Haddish. When Tiffany Haddish said, "I'm so happy I don't have that husband of hers." And she said, "Well, if you had a husband like mine, you wouldn't have two DUIs and you wouldn't be grooming other people's children. Catch them T's." That was the best shade. That was the best shade. Have you heard Tiffany clap back? Nope. Because you know why? Truth. Loved it. But I'm going to wrap this up and I'm just going to say, the Club Shay Shay interview with Monique was good. My only thing is, Monique, when you go on another podcast, please don't try to, I don't want it to sound regurgitated. I don't want this to be your legacy. I want you to do other things. But I'm happy that you exposed them. And I'm happy that you basically were allowed to tell the truth on Club Shay Shay. And I think Club Shay Shay is a very good interviewer because he's unbiased. So with that being said, I'm signing out. Thank you for tuning and listening. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will be back soon. Later.